Gunner, I kind of I want some soft serve ice cream.
On the back of the menu on a new chicken spot in Chicago, they have this thing. They say it's basically it's a stab at Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
We abhor corporate bullshit. We offer Leghorn branded birth control from the counter. And it's in Chicago. Let's go down.
I just want my dilly bar. Come on.
That's a little bit more than I think that they're offering here at the
Dairy Queen drive-through.
Okay, that's time the Dairy Queen drive-through.
Did Yankum say that he wanted a soft serve?
I bet he did. Here we go.
Hey Yankum, why don't you read the ratings?
Alright, it says here that NetJester is... Oh, wait. I'm not even going to make that joke. Impact, on the 27th, did a final cable rating of 0.92, which is up from last week's horrible, awful, pathetic 0.86 final draw. This week, Impact averaged 1.156 million viewers, which is an increase of 160,000 viewers compared to last week's show. Impact Wrestling averaged number 45 in overall viewers on television on Thursday night. SmackDown scored a 2.08, which is up 9% from last week's 1.9. Friday's episode drew 3.06 million viewers and a 0.8 in the 18 to 49 demographic. And finally, Raw drew a final cable rating of 3.43. The 3.43 is up from last week's 3.04. This was the, of course, Go Home edition leading into WrestleMania. This says 28.
Alright, and NetJester, why don't you read the birthdays? Apparently NetJester's microphone is not working, so I will take over on the birthdays.
Shit.
Happy birthday this week. On Sunday, on this previous Sunday, was my birthday. It was also the anniversary of a few other things, but on the first, Randy Orton and Jesse Sorensen. On the second, Jack Evans and Scorpio Sky. On the third, it's Lance Storm. The fourth is John Zandig. On the fifth is DDP, Villanova the fourth, and Wild Samoan Sika. On the fifth, it was on the fifth. The sixth had High Chief Peter Maivia and Flash Flanagan. And on the seventh is Island Boy Kimo and Sanjay Dutt and attorney at Raw, David Otunga. And if you've had a dead person in that one, tweet us. Alright. And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with Omega BR.
Yes, This Week in Wrestling History. Circa 1908, where Frank Gotch defeats George Hackenschmidt in Chicago, Illinois to win the World Heavyweight title, ending Hackenschmidt's mere 3-year-long reign. Gotch's American Heavyweight title, which he had won on December 17, 1906 from Fred Beal, was vacated. Gotch held the title until retiring in 1912. Jump to 1980, where Antonio Inoki defeats Stan Hansen for the NWF Heavyweight title in Tokyo, Japan, being his third reign. And in 2004, the East Coast Wrestling Association held its 8th annual Super 8 tournament at St. Matthew's Parish Hall in Wilmington, Delaware. ECWA Heavyweight Champion Christopher Daniels would defeat Austin Aries to retain the title and win said Super 8 tournament, becoming the first ever two-time winner of the tournament. And that was This Week in Wrestling History.
Alright, everybody, we're going to talk about some happy trails. We're going to say happy trails to the happy trails segment this week because there are no happy trails.
I got one.
So, well, what do you got?
Happy trails to this podcast, which is apparently unable to draw a single Wookiee to join us to talk about the biggest wrestling event of the year. Do we just suck or what?
We're apparently just doing terrible,
No,
it's also Wednesday night. And that too. What to watch this week in wrestling, Omega BR.
Well, I'm a winner, Dad.
WTF?
Well, since it's WrestleMania and everything, why don't you go back and watch the opening contest to WrestleMania 8, which was... Which was...
As he looks in his,
Reba McEntire singing the Star Spangled Banner.
I didn't know.
Yank, what should we watch this week in wrestling? Yank, what should we watch?
I feel like it should be a streak match. So I'm going to say The Undertaker versus. Can I get a drum? Oh well, fuck, the soundboard's borked. Giant Gonzalez. Yeah.
Pick the worst one, why don't you?
Yeah,
Justin,
that was
what should
the
we watch
joke.
this week in wrestling? And
Well,
no joke.
I'm going to go back 10 years to the only WrestleMania that I seen with my own two eyes. I was there at Madison Square Garden during one of the best triple threat matches ever, and yes, I am going to say his name, the Game Triple H versus Mr. WrestleMania Shawn Michaels versus the then Canadian crippler Chris Benoit, who became the world heavyweight champion. Watch that match again.
Alright, and I am personally going to say Owen Hart versus Bret Hart at the start of WrestleMania 10, or WrestleMania 3, Hogan versus Andre, because that's the reason I'm born. Just say.
Oh, there's a story in there I'd like to hear.
You've probably heard it a few times, but that's it for us tonight. Thank y'all for listening. I apologize for having it so late at night. It's so completely advertised.
And
Join us next week
I actually.
For WrestleMania Mania Part 2, where we react to said card.
Yes.
The Electric
Exactly.
Boogaloo.
Exactly. We're going to probably have a post-show after WrestleMania. What do you think?
Maybe.
We could do that, but we can also do something else, which I'd like to announce right now. You want to do it, Gunner, or should I?
You should do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Woo Get Serious podcast, in cooperation with Omega BR and hosted by your lovably nutty Netchester, would like to announce none other than Family Wooed. We're going to start this, hopefully. The pre-show gets started at 5 Eastern, so I'd like to get this started at 4:30 Eastern, which would be 2:30 my time in the mountains. And come one, come all, have some fun, play a game of Family Feud with professional wrestling trivia, and let's see if I can screw this up as badly as I did last time I hosted it.
This is going to be bad.
You heard it, he's gonna screw it badly.
Yeah, he's going to screw it badly.
Well, with your help, Omega, I want you there too.
Yeah, I wish I had something better to do, but
He doesn't. Oh. Alright, everybody. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. If you're listening to us at a later date, well, thanks for listening anyway. I'll let y'all to take care and spike your hair.
Woo, woo, woo.
You know it.
good night, Wilmington.